The most successful salespeople I know are always ruminating about deals they have in the works. They have command of all the details of every sales opportunity. Let them tumble around in the back of their minds. Their minds don't have an on-off switch. Now here are 3 essential sales questions to ask yourself every day about each of the qualified sales opportunities that you are working on. Number 1, what can I do for this customer right now, this minute, today, that will have the maximum sales impact in the least time possible? Number 2, what can I do today that will create value for the customer and differentiate my company and product from the competition? And number 3, what information does the customer still require from me in order to make an informed purchase decision in the least time possible? Successful selling requires creativity and flexibility to adapt strategies and tactics to real-time, ever-changing conditions. It's only logical that the completion of each step in a customer's buying process changes their requirements and decision criteria moving forward. The prospect takes what they've learned from you and your competitors and factors that into their calculations, and therefore that necessarily changes what you need to do to effectively sell and win the business. If you consider buying and selling cycles as static processes that proceed in lockstep fashion, you'll likely lose out to the salesperson who recognizes the vagaries of those cycles. Salespeople who turn off their sales planning at the end of the workday when they leave work for the day probably won't notice these dynamic changes. Keep sales opportunities percolating about in your mind and ask yourself the 3 essential questions every day about every prospect. It is an absolutely effective method to ensure that your sales strategies are fresh and responsive to the requirements of your prospects.